Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are discussing social factors and dimensions in sociolinguistics. These are the key elements that influence how people use language in different social contexts. Let's start by social factors. Social factors include things like age, gender, ethnicity, social class, and occupation. Each of these things plays a role in shaping the way we speak. For example, we can notice that younger people may use more slangs or trendy phrases compared to the older generation. But social factors mainly include these three components, which are the participants, the setting, and the topic. Let's start with the participants. The participants are the person who is speaking and the person who is being spoken to. In Arabic, we call them أطراف المحادثة. So the participants play a role in shaping the conversation and in the words we use. Now moving on to the setting, which is the place where the conversation is being held at, or مكان المحادثة, whether it is indoor or outdoor or at a university or at home. It also affects language use. Lastly, we have the topic, which is what is being talked about, or الموضوع. Now moving on to social dimensions, which refer to how and why these social factors affect language use. Let's start with formality, which can be high or low. Formality relates to the setting. In formal settings like a job interview, we use more formal language. While in a casual setting like chatting with a friend, of course we speak less formally. So in a job interview, the formality is going to be high compared to a chat with a friends. Formality means الرسمية. Now moving on to the status, which is all about power distribution. We usually speak politely to people who hold higher status or authority. A status can be equal or higher or lower. So for example, if a student is speaking to a professor, the professor of course is holding a higher status than the student. Therefore, the student is gonna speak more politely and more formally to the professor. Then we have social distance, which refers to how close or familiar we are with the person we are speaking to. So your relationship with the person can be either intimate or distant. Lastly, we have the function, which refers to the purpose of the conversation. Whether we are given instructions or apologizing or persuading someone, the function of the speech changes how we communicate. And we discussed the function in the previous video. Now, let's take this example when discussing weekend plans. So, a person here is talking to a friend and he's saying, "Hey, I'm thinking of hitting up the new pizza place this weekend. Wanna join? We could catch a movie after." We can notice that the person is using informal language. He is using slangs like wanna, catch a movie. From this conversation, we can induce that the formality between them is very low and they have the same status. While in the second conversation, when the same person is talking to a supervisor, he's saying, "This weekend I plan to visit a new restaurant that just opened. It's been getting great reviews. I might also see a movie afterwards." We can say that he's speaking more formally and he also have a respectful tone because the supervisor holds a higher status than him and the setting of the conversation might be at the workplace, so he cannot use informal language. To wrap up this topic, we have social factors, which are more general, and we have social dimensions, which are more specific and detailed. Social factors are the participants, أفراد المحادثة, the setting, مكان المحادثة, the topic, موضوع المحادثة, and social dimensions are formality, الرسمية, status, الرتبة, social distance, and the function, which is هدف المحادثة. That was it for today's video. Thank you for watching.